Hello and welcome to the Start Your Business, Change Your Life podcast. I'm now the CEO and owner of Women for Change, where I help women start and grow their business online through marketing tips and advice. This week I am so excited because I have my first interview. Round of applause. I set out a goal when I started this podcast to have my first interview within the first 10 episodes, and I did that, so goal check. And I'm really excited because it's with an amazing female entrepreneur who is all about a really important topic that I know is like the foundation of a great business, and that's finance. This week I'm interviewing Bola from Clever Girl Finance, and it's all about providing women with financial guidance, financial tips and budgeting tools to inspire them to pursue their dreams of financial independence and turn those dreams into reality. I mean, come on, that is everything. And I know with online business, a lot of people take for granted the importance of finance, and it's kind of like an afterthought, or, I'm in a glitch, now I need to think about my finance. But no, guys, if you can, there's so many resources online like Bola offering great advice and tools to help you. You should definitely get your head around finance in the beginning stages so that you have a great foundation for your business, so you have less issues down the road, and if issues do arise, you have a plan for them and you are better prepared for them. This interview is great. I loved it. Bola dropped some really great gems and jewels, and if you stay till the end of the podcast, like I know you will, even though it's a little bit longer of a podcast than I normally have, but it's well worth listening to. Bola is going to talk about her free gift that she's given away, and it is amazing. For her to have done this and give this away to the listeners of this podcast it's just amazing. So thanks again, Bola, and now you will hear the interview. Okay, and I'm recording now. Hi Bola, and welcome to the Start Your Business, Change Your Life podcast. I just want to thank you again for joining us on this podcast and allowing us to interview you. I would love for you to introduce yourself to the great people listening to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Bola Shukungi, and I'm the founder of Clever Girl Finance. It is a financial education platform that I created for women to help them take charge of their personal and business finances.
Amazing. I love it. I love anything to do with helping women to realize and understand the power that they have within them, and finance is definitely the key to having that freedom. So I am loving that we're getting to speak to you today. If you just start by telling everybody a little bit more about yourself, so we can get to know you and what made you start on this journey.
Well, I have a passion for personal finance and for business finance. I'm originally from Nigeria, and growing up, my parents were just very financially savvy. I got really interested in personal finance when I realized that my mom was paying for my international college education in cash. Mm-hmm. And I sort of realized that, they were able to afford this not because they were rich, but because they had actually put into place good planning. So at the time that I was going into college, my family had gone through a financial downturn where my dad had lost his job. But because of the plans that they had put in place, my mom was able to step in and still be able to pay for my college tuition in cash. Amazing. So at that time, it actually got me thinking about personal finances. And even though I still made my own money mistakes, I actually became quite aware of personal finances, and I got very interested and eventually started my own side businesses, and we're here now.
That's amazing. That's a really great story. And thanks for sharing that with us. I would just love if you would answer a few questions Some of them have been user submitted. I put out on my social media and through my email to my email club that I am going to be, I didn't release the name yet, but I said a really savvy lady in the finance industry. And so I got some really great questions that people were kind of dying to know and get, some real expert advice on. So I'm going to just start with the first one. So somebody asked me to ask, what is the best way for people working in corporate America, UK, Canada, wherever, whichever country, to save or prepare financially to start their own business?
That's a great question. I actually get that question quite often myself. I think the very first thing you want to do before you even start saving or preparing is you want to create a business plan and you want to create a vision for your business to lay it all out and make sure that what you're trying to do business-wise makes sense.
Yes.
The next thing you want to do is determine what your startup costs are going to be. What expenses are going to be related to starting up your business. And once you determine how much everything is going to cost you, then you have a savings goal and you know what you're going to start saving towards. So for the first 3 months that your business is alive, what is it going to cost you? And then you can start working that amount into your monthly budget and saving towards that. The other thing is, don't be afraid to start running your business part-time initially. A lot of people think that they need to quit their job and just run into business full-time. But, there's no shame in working part-time so you can earn an income until your business starts earning money before you become a full-time business owner. Also, starting your business off part-time while you still work gives you an opportunity to actually proof your concept and determine if your business actually makes sense. And then you can also start saving for you to become a full-time business owner. As an alternative, you can also consider working part-time as you work your business full-time. So that's basically how you can start preparing to run your own business.
That's excellent. And as a slight aside for that, would you say it's the same methods that stay-at-home mums can use to prepare to financially start their own business?
Well, it'll be a little bit different because there is now a significant other involved. So if you're a stay-at-home mom, you definitely want to talk to your significant other and make sure that they're in agreement. You still want to create that solid business plan and have that vision for your business. But then once you determine what your startup costs are going to be, you want to talk to your significant other and say, listen, this is what that financial obligation is going to be towards starting that business, and what can we do to start building it into our monthly budget so that we can pay for these startup costs and start putting a little bit of money aside every month for that initial investment, depending on what that business is going to be and how much it's going to cost to get it off the ground.
Yeah, so true. Great answer. Okay. And the next question is, how much should you have in savings before making the leap to entrepreneurship? And that's for, leaving your corporate job.
I personally would recommend 12 months of your living expenses because a lot of times people overestimate how quickly they're going to be able to replace their corporate job income when they start running their businesses. But businesses a lot of times take a lot to start earning a replacement income, or it takes a long time. Sometimes it can take a long time to replace your corporate job income. So I recommend having 12 months of savings put away. Alternatively, like I mentioned, there's no shame in working full-time and running your business part-time, or you can run your business full-time and work part-time, so you still have that income until your business can fully support you.
Exactly. I think sometimes people think it just has to be one or the other, like I have to be an entrepreneur and that doesn't mean working. It doesn't necessarily mean that, right? You can just be realistic about the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the other thing about that question is that a lot of people kind of put so much pressure on their business when it's a baby, when it's new. And like what you said, to have 12 months worth of living expenses is the ideal thing, because If not, you're going to be putting so much pressure on that new business, which is a baby. It's not going to, have room to breathe to, like, do what it's supposed to do. So that makes really, like, lots of sense to me.
The whole point with business is you want to get to profitable. You also want to execute well, right?
Yeah.
You want your business to be known for something that is really good, that is excellent in your niche. You don't just want to be known as a mediocre or subpar business. So why don't you take the time to put in the effort to make it that excellent business,
exactly,
and not just a mediocre business? So give yourself the breathing room. Give your baby time to grow, to take its first steps, to crawl before taking its first steps, and allow yourself that breathing room.
Definitely, 100% agree with you there. This one is a little bit more US specific, in that somebody asked about the 401k, which is just like a savings plan, right? I think in the UK and in Canada and maybe Australia, they will call it like a pension fund. So they asked, would you advise using your savings fund / pension as startup capital, or as a safety nest egg, or just leaving it alone altogether?
I absolutely do not recommend using your retirement fund just as startup capital for your business. I know this is commonly done, and a lot of times you open the Entrepreneur magazine or one of these Forbes magazines, and you see this one success story of someone that says, I used my retirement account to start up my $1 million business, but you never see the other hundreds of stories of where it didn't work out. So number one, when you cash out your retirement account in the United States, not only do you have to pay the taxes up front, you also get charged a 10% penalty. So you have to come out of pocket to pay that money.
Okay.
Number two, you're impacting your retirement plan. You're taking money away from your future self. So, you just leave that money alone.
Yeah.
Really, you can work an extra year or a few extra months to save money to start up your business. You can create a solid business plan and present it to investors or present it to a bank to get startup capital, as opposed to taking it away from your retirement plan. The interest rate you would pay back on a bank loan will be much less than the penalties plus taxes you will pay back on taking money away from your 401k account. So leave that money alone and let it work for you for your retirement and for your future self, and either save the money for your business, or keep working and start putting money aside every month as part of your monthly budget towards your business. But don't touch your 401k. I don't recommend it at all.
Okay, yeah, I love that, because I think with, like you mentioned, the Entrepreneur magazine or these, tech startups, it's like sometimes they shame you into thinking if you're not willing to just throw everything away, then you're not a real entrepreneur, and that's just not the truth of it,
No, I mean, there's always those outlier stories of I gave up everything, I lived in my car, and I became this huge success story. But there's also the hundreds and thousands of stories of people who went the slow and steady route, and they became super successful entrepreneurs as well.
Yeah.
So do your due diligence and plan accordingly. Failing to plan is like planning to fail.
Yeah, exactly. I love that saying. And a lot of my listeners and readers of my blog are mompreneurs, mom entrepreneurs, which means, there's other responsibilities. It's not yourself. So a lot of these other stories is just like, a single guy maybe just gave up everything and could live in their car. But if you're supporting a family and children and maybe parents or siblings, who knows, it's not as easy. Don't put that much pressure on yourself, to...
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, so just plan accordingly and do what makes sense.
Yes, I love it. Okay, moving on. Is it necessary to have a financial plan when starting an online business? I think I know the answer, but you can tell it a whole lot better than I can.
I mean, if you want to succeed, absolutely. So, a lot of times you will see people talking about sharing their monthly numbers online, and people sharing how successful they are in business, how much they're making. I had a $10,000 a month. I make $1 million a year. I make $5,000 a month. All these numbers. However, it doesn't matter how much you make. If you can't manage what you're earning with your business, if you don't know your numbers, then your business can't be successful. It's not about what you make. It's about knowing your numbers and managing your business finances. So at the very bare minimum. As a new business owner, you need to know what your startup costs are and, what the impact is to your business. As a tenured business owner or someone who's actively in business right now, you need to have a monthly business budget. You need to be tracking your business income and your expenses. If you want to make $5,000 a month, you need to make sure that, your income minus your expenses are getting you to that number. And if they're not getting you to that number, why and what strategies can you put in place to be successful? So your finances are the foundation of your business, and then you put on your strategies, your business strategies on top of that, and that's how you become successful in business. So you absolutely need some sort of financial plan with your business. Business is not by chance. It's not by luck. Your business success is not chance. It's not luck. You need a plan.
I love it.
So don't go into business without a plan. Even if it's a simple plan, you need a plan.
Great. And just to tie in with that, I know you talk a lot about how much you was able to save. You talk about a lot on your blog and on social media, and that I'm assuming was through having a plan.
Yes. So I was able to save $100,000 in 3.5 years, and one of the contributors to that was my side business.
Yeah.
But I did have a plan. So I had a budget. I automated my finances. I saved half of my income. I contributed to retirement. So I definitely did have a plan in place. So it's not just about having a plan in place for your business, but because when you have a business, you still have your personal finances to manage, right? Mm-hmm. You want to have a plan in place for your personal finances. So it's not just a budget, but it's also a long-term plan for your retirement and an investment plan. And if you have children, you want to have a plan for your children because they're going to go to college, they're going to have expenses for school, summer camps, there's all these expenses that come with kids. So again, you want to have an overall financial plan for yourself too, and a plan for your business.
Exactly. So less of burying your head in the sand and more of creating goals and plans so that you know where you're going, right? I feel like a lot of people bury their head in the sand when it comes to finances. Even if they have a business going, some people just don't know generally, how much is coming in, how much is coming out, and they're just in business, just going through the motions, but not really taking their head out of the sand to create that financial plan and take stock of actually what's going on.
Yeah, you have to have a plan. I know a lot of people are in business because they want to be their own boss. They want to pursue their passions. They want to pursue a certain cause. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to money, right? You don't want to have to shut down your business, because when you shut down your business, you can no longer pursue your passion. You can no longer be your own boss. You can no longer pursue your cause. So you need to be able to look at your finances. And when you look at it and you lay it all out, then you can create a plan, and then you can have peace of mind. It's no longer a question mark. It then becomes a certainty. You know what's going to happen, and you can plan, and you can strategize, and you can put things in order before the inevitable happens.
Love it. Okay, and the last question is about company structure. So somebody asks, what company structure is most financially beneficial for me as a startup business on a budget? So I'm assuming it's just a single person, not a partnership.
I think it really depends on where you are, and this is a question that's best appropriate for a business lawyer or accountant to answer. Okay. But if you're just starting out, you can start as a sole proprietorship and then convert yourself to an LLC. The benefit of converting to an LLC is that you reduce the amount of liability you have as a business owner, but then you want to sit down and consult with your business lawyer or accountant to explain the pros and cons of both of those types of businesses, business, setups.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So, is there any parting tips or advice you want to leave us with? Just knowing that generally we're busy mompreneurs or women who are looking to start their business or grow their business online.
Yes, I would just say to the aspiring business owner or to the active business owner, your finances are an important aspect. A lot of times, you hear people say, well, you have to focus on your branding, and you have to focus on your marketing, and you have to focus on all of these different aspects, but it all comes back to your finances. It comes back to your money. Your finances are the foundation of your business.
I believe
and, you want to manage your expenses really well, because there's something called expense creep, and there's all these little expenses that start to eat into your business. And before you know it, you're not making any money in business, right? Because you're not watching your expenses. Or even if you're profitable, you're not as profitable as you could be because your expenses are so high. So you want to pay attention to your finances and make sure that you understand them and make sure that you're making the right decisions so that you can truly enjoy being a business owner.
Love it. So thank you so much. I feel like you've just dropped all this knowledge on us in these 15 minutes. It's amazing. And I'm all about marketing. I did my degree in marketing and I've practiced marketing for nearly 10 years now, but I know without a doubt that finance is the foundation of business, and I don't think anybody should be, have any misconceptions about that. You need to know the truth, and it all starts with financing. So I hope that everybody was able to really listen to this episode and take a lot away from it, re-listen to it, download it, but most importantly, Bola has a lovely free gift that's amazing that she's going to share with us. If you could tell us a little bit more about it, and then I will have the links to download in this episode and on the blog post.
Yes, I'm sharing with you guys a budgeting tool to help you guys set up a business budget for your business. It's going to show you how to create or help you create a 12-month budget for your business to track your income and expenses and help you determine if your business is profitable or not. And you can basically use this as a way to determine how you're doing on a month-to-month basis. You can create your budget and then track your actuals against your income and expenses every month. And if you have any questions, you can send me an email about it at info@clevergirlfinance.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And where else can we find you and connect with you and just get some more of this amazing wisdom that you have?
You can stop by my website. It's clevergirlfinance.com. You can also find me on Instagram at clevergirlfinance.
Perfect. Thank you so much again for your time. I know it's valuable. I really appreciate it, and I know so many others will. And I hope you guys go and hit up Bola on social media and let her know how amazing you thought this podcast was. Thanks again, Bola, and we will be in touch soon.
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast.
Thank you. How amazing was that interview? Thank you all for sticking around and listening to the interview. And I just love everything that Bola was speaking about. Finance is truly the foundation of any great business. And to download Bola's amazing resource, you can go to womenforchange.info/EP8, the number 8, and download. Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast with friends and family or anybody else you know that needs to hear the information that we're talking about. We are here to help and to uplift each other. So if you know there's somebody that needs to hear it, make sure you share it. Obviously you can't make sure they listen, but you can make sure that they at least get the resource. Again, if you want to download Bola's amazing resource, it's womenforchange.info/EP8. The work that's gone into it, it's amazing. It's really such a great tool to help us all get our business finances in order. I also want to mention to you that if you are looking for ways to start and grow your business online and you're a little bit lost when it comes to marketing and website stuff, my office is open for you guys. I have a great program that is very cost effective where you're able to get a marketing and website review. So we review your marketing and your website, existing or non-existent, and we give you a roadmap for what you exactly need to do to achieve the goals that you have. So what you do is you go to womenforchange.info/office. You go through to get started. It will take you to the payment page. The fee is $129, and then you'll fill out a very quick form, and then within 7 days you will have your marketing review, which is going to be a a PDF roadmap customized to your specific business and your goals for what you want to do. I also do follow up with you via email to make sure that you understand everything and that you are putting the roadmap into action. So again, if that sounds like something that you know that you need in your life, or you know somebody else does, then the URL is womenforchange.info/office. Thank you so much, and until next time, see you then.